Hi, I'm Haley Chan.
And I'm Anna Gaylor, and you're watching
Tiger Talk. This is the news for the week of February 3rd, 2021.
Let's talk about what's going on at OA. Attention students looking for scholarships. Please check Naviance in the Guidance Office Bulletin Board as new scholarships have been added. Class of 2022 and 2023. The Massachusetts Department of Higher Education has a scholarship application available now. Apply in the Guidance Office or visit mass.edu and search for Herder.
Auditions for this year's Broadway Revue are now open. We are looking for any interested in performing. This event will include solos, small group performances, and ensemble numbers for a finale of our 2020 musical, Mamma Mia.
Auditions will be held online on February 19th and 20th. Haley and I have both been involved in the musical in the past years and would really recommend auditioning.
For more information and the link to sign up, check out the OA Musical Instagram at Oliver Ames Musical.
The Life Skills Classroom invites the OA community to participate in the world's largest recycled paper chain. Come by room 110 to pick up and/or drop off your love links and spread kindness throughout OA.
Attention all interested students. The Oliver Ames Tiger Marching Band is currently having signups for our spring mini session. No experience is required. We will meet on Thursday evening starting March 25th to prepare for our fall 2021 show. We are specifically searching for anyone with any dance experience or no experience at all to join Color Guard. Anyone interested can reach out to Mr. Benson or feel free to stop by the music department.
A big congratulations goes out to the 11 OA freshmen who were accepted to the Southeast Junior District Festival through competitive auditions. Congratulations to Josh Connolly, Tim Daigle, Ariel Gao, Ian Kelly, Kagan Proudler, Akila Senthalakumar, Andrew Shavizadeh, Micah Silva, Katie Soberai, Jamie Weeks, and Sophie West.
Here's the weather for the next 5 school days. Today is mostly cloudy, high of 29, low of 16. Tomorrow is mostly sunny, high of 25, low of 12. Friday there's a 40% chance of snow, high of 22, low of 9. Monday is mostly sunny, high of 22, low of 11. Tuesday is partly cloudy, high of 27, low of 17.
With your weekly news update from the Daily Olivian, here's Esme.
Hi everyone. Live at OA, Wait a minute. This isn't the school! I'm Esme Silverman with the Daily Olivian, and here are your top 3 stories of the week. Are freshmen struggling to adopt to high school during the pandemic? Adriana Bogard focuses on the freshman transition from middle to high school in her article, Hybrid Learning Alters the Freshman Transition. The article answers how freshmen are adjusting to their first year of high school, remote learning being a breeze or too much, and if high school is really any better than 8th grade. Are we controlled by a higher power? Is everything in life predetermined? Do you feel like guinea pigs in a maze at OA? Philosophical musings aside, in our latest edition of Voices at OA, Kay McCormick shares her thoughts on the senior year with her article, Guinea Pigs in a Maze. From being stuck walking one way in the hallways to standing 6 feet apart, Kate's article takes us through how this year has left us feeling disconnected and disappointed. Finally, the Super Bowl. Oh. While some of us were watching the game to see Tom Brady play for a team that isn't the Patriots, most of us watched the real show, the Super Bowl halftime show, that is. The weekend's performance was controversial, with some absolutely loving it and others not so much. Find out what OA senior Kaylee Mendoza had to say in her article on the halftime show. Want to hear more? Go to our website, dailyolivian.com, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at dailyolivian for daily stories, breaking news, and fun surprises. Reporting for Daily Olivian's top 3 stories, I'm Esme Silverman.
Thank you, Esme. For all the latest, log on to thedailyolivian.com. Now for sports.
Any interested students in trying out for baseball this spring should join the Google Classroom page, VRJNCDY. For the most up-to-date sports info, follow OA Athletic Director Mr. Matthews on Twitter at OAHS Tiger Sports.
ECAT is looking for game announcers for OA sports, specifically basketball and hockey right now. If you are interested, please contact Mr. Souza or Jason Daniels directly for more info. Up next, a recap on this week's past games brought to you by our sports reporters Ben Cohen and Jake Wells.
The boys hockey team took on Stoughton in back-to-back games on Wednesday and Thursday. The first game was a tough one for OA. Despite the back-and-forth nature of the game, Stoughton took an early 2-1 lead. OA got the lead down to 1 with a goal from senior Kevin Tremblay, who played a great game for the Tigers. However, Stoughton sealed the deal with 2 third-period goals to win 4-1.
OA didn't let this loss hold them back the next day against Stoughton. OA got on the board first with a goal from Jack Corey, assisted by Kevin Tremblay. Stoughton then tied it up late in the second off a rebound shot. With time winding down in the second, Jack Perrin scored a buzzer beater, but it was called off. The Tigers kept fighting, and Andrew Livingston took the lead for the Tigers with a nice backhand goal. Freshman goalie Nolan Jamidi played fantastic as he helped OA get their first win of the season with a final score of 2-1.
The Mansfield OA girls hockey team played a tight one against Franklin. This game was back and forth and as competitive as any game you'll see. Franklin took a 1-0 lead in the second, but that didn't last long as sophomore Reese Pereira tied it early in the third. With heavy pressure and multiple shot attempts, Franklin finally put one behind OA goalie Jess Widup, who played great with 12 saves. The final was 2-1 Franklin as Mansfield OA falls to 3-2-1 and looks toward their next one against Bishop Feehan.
After a crazy second half comeback from OA in their first meeting with Canton, this game was just as wild. Both teams played with high intensity and were aggressive on both sides of the ball. This was a very low-scoring and gritty contest throughout, as defense was the name of the game. With 12 seconds left, Canton went to the free throw line down 2 and tied it up. After the free throws, Amari Brown took it up the court and found Drew Baxter for a shot. Off the miss from Baxter, Trey Buggs rebounded it and put it in to win the game as the time expired. With this game-winning shot, OA keeps their undefeated season alive.
Last Wednesday, the MOA Warriors faced off against Franklin on the ice after a long break due to COVID precautions. Representing Oliver Ames, Mansfield, and Foxborough, the Warriors got off to a strong start led by sophomore Reese Pereira, but Franklin capitalized on a rebound late in the second period. Pereira tied it up with a top corner shot, but Franklin put another one in late in the third to seal it. Reese, along with senior defenseman and sister Emma Pereira, stood out with the great games for the Warriors, who lost by a final score of 2-1.
And now for this week's senior birthdays. Happy birthday to Anthony DaCosta, Ryan Gallagher, Andrew Sato, Alexander Ramirez, Lily Sanpietro, Emily Howe, Angelina Glover, and Maeve Wallace. Have a great week, guys. And next, our monthly segment with a word from the principal's office. Here's Mr. Paul.
Finish this term off strong, and if you have any needs, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I get back to everybody via email and want to make sure you understand I'm here to support you. I know this is not easy, and we're trying to do everything we can to help ease your pain as we go through this. That being said, as we start to have light later in the day, we get out of the darkness of December, November, and we're into the end of January, beginning of February. We're going to wrap up the winter sports season and head into our second sports season, which is a new one, third sports season, which is a new one, where we'll have the opportunity for some of the sports that didn't play in the fall to get squeezed in. But in order for our sports programs to work, we need everybody to really take seriously these precautions and keeping the spread of COVID to a minimum. We haven't had any examples of COVID being spread in the school. I don't know if you watch the news. I'm guessing you probably don't. You get your news probably via social media. But I think King Philip has closed down. Another high school in the area has closed down for at least a week because of actual increases in the number of students with COVID. And one of those schools, I'm not sure which one, and I'm not necessarily casting any shadows on that school, but it is starting to become a reality that the spread is taking place in some schools now. Schools are a very safe place to be based on our records so far this year. But that being said, we need to make sure we adhere to all the restrictions, listen to your teachers, walk the correct way in the hallways, and wash your hands and wear your masks. And my hope is that we can finish this year out with some restrictions being lifted. To my seniors, I love you guys, and I'm so sorry that we're dealing with all the restrictions that are going on. I continue to work with your senior class officers and your advisors. In fact, I was on the phone today with our lawyers talking about deposits on things and making sure we can get as much money back for anything that we've got deposits on. But we're continuing to work, and whatever is possible, we will make possible. Continuing to work with the department heads on what the end of the year will look like for you in terms of the time frame between last classes and graduation. There are so many unknowns, so don't ask me for specifics because I don't have those answers, but it is something that occupies my thoughts on a daily basis, trying to make sure that we're prepared for whatever cards were dealt, and you will have a good plan in place. Last year's senior class had a lot of things taken away from them because of COVID restrictions, and yet we still had a beautiful ceremony, had a great parade, and those seniors will forever remember what they experienced. So I'm hoping that we can do more than that, but at a minimum, some of those things as well. So I guess this is my first chat with you guys, and it may be something that after you've listened to it, you say, please, Mr. Paul, never again. This was the most boring 5 minutes or longer of my life. But if it worked out and it was received well, maybe you'll hear from me again. If not, this was my last opportunity to talk with you. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to be your principal and to serve you. And if I can do anything more, just reach out. Take care.
And now with the Health Minute, here's Mrs. LeBlanc.
Hi guys, it's Mrs. LeBlanc, your school nurse. I'm here to go over some things with you. I hope you're doing well. I miss you. With the February vacation coming up, I just wanted to go over some travel information. Massachusetts has a travel order, which basically states that you have to test or quarantine if you've traveled out of state or out of the country. Currently, all the states are considered high risk, even states like Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, states that you would think are right next door and they're in your own backyard. If you do travel to those states, you do have to follow the travel order. Easton Public Schools has adopted a particular travel order, and slide number 25 of the playbook on the Easton Public School website gives you all this information. There's going to be a screen that pops up that's going to show you what the quarantine calculator looks like, and this is going to help you to determine when you need to test and when you can return. So, according to this tracker, if you have traveled and come home on day 0, which is, in this case, February 21st, you can then get tested on the 5th day after that, which is the 26th. The test that you would get would be the PCR molecular test, so you don't want to get a rapid and you don't want to get an antigen test. Then, if that test result comes back by the 8th day, which in this case is March 1st, you can return to school and sports, okay? You just need to send the test results to the school nurse. If you do the test on the right day, but it doesn't come back right away, you would send the results to the school nurse and return on whatever day that you get the test results back, and you get that okay from the school nurse. So it might be delayed a couple days. If the test result comes back positive, that's kind of a different conversation, and your parents would reach out to the Board of Health, your primary care provider, and the school nurse, and would kind of give you help figuring out how to navigate all that stuff. So make sure you send all the results to the school nurse. The big takeaways from this, I just want to say, are when you're vacationing, make sure you wear masks, you distance yourself, and you wash your hands because Corona is not going on vacation. She's out there. That when you return from your trip, it's day 5, not including the day you come home, that you can first test to opt out of quarantine. And that the earliest you can get out of a quarantine after traveling is on that 8th day. Enjoy your February vacation and stay safe.
Anna and I are both student council officers and wanted to give you some exciting updates to look forward to.
First, be on the lookout for some Instagram takeovers. Everyone should follow the Student Council Instagram at OA Student Council to see the day in the life of some really cool people here at OA.
And maybe, if we had a few more followers, we'll post some funny pictures of Mr. Paul, Mr. Flanagan, and Mrs. Quealy.
Another exciting thing is that we are doing a virtual faculty March Madness talent show. More details are coming soon, but encourage all of your teachers to sign up for this fun event and witness everyone's hidden talents.
All of the videos and voting will be posted on the Stuco Instagram, so you really want to hit that follow button.
Thanks for watching this week's episode.
We'll see you next time on Tiger Talk.